Bueno, aquí les voy a presentar el video de Carl Rogers y Gloria.
Half an hour
¿Qué nos vamos a
together
dar
and
cuenta? De que Rogers
really don't
siempre
know what
utiliza un
we'll be able
lenguaje
to
asertivo positivo.
make of it,
Esa es la primera teoría de
what
la
we can do.
personalidad del humanismo.
I'd be glad to know whatever concerns you.
Pues para Rogers el ser humano se
Well, I'm
encuentra en constante
right now
cambio.
I'm nervous, but I feel
¿Cuál es
more
ese
comfortable the
cambio?
way you're talking
Ella
about love,
habla
Bruce, and I don't feel
que
like
ha
you'll be so
tenido
harsh on me.
relaciones y se siente mal.
But
También
I
Gloria
get
le
the
habla de
tremor
su
in your
hija,
voice, so
de estas
from there.
relaciones que ha tenido con ella,
well, the
estos
main thing
encuentros.
I want to talk to you
Carl
about
Rogers
is
le presta mucha atención a
I'm
este
just newly
tema.
divorced, and
En esta
I had gone
entrevista
in therapy before,
eh,
and I felt comfortable when I left, and
no
all of a
se
sudden now
centra en el
the biggest
problema, sino
change
en
is
la
affecting to
solución.
my single life. And one of the things that bother me the most is especially men and having men to the house and how it affects the children. And the biggest thing the thing that keeps coming to my mind I want to tell you about is I have a daughter, 9, who at one time I felt I had a lot of emotional problems. I wish I could stop shaking. And I'm real conscious of things affecting her. I don't want her to get upset. I don't want to shock her. I want so bad for her to accept me. And we're real open with each other, especially about sex. And the other day she saw a girl that was single but pregnant, and she asked me all
Para
about
Rogers, la teoría
pregnancy.
desarrollada se
And the
denomina que
conversation was
tiene un
fine, and I
enfoque
wasn't
centrado en la persona,
uneasy at all with her
en esa
until she asked me if
atención,
I'd ever made love to a man
y
since I'd left
orienta
her daddy.
al
And I
ser
lied to
humano
her.
como
And ever
centro
since that,
y
it keeps coming up to my mind
protagonista de
because I
su
feel so
propio
guilty
desarrollo.
lying to her because I never lie and I want her to trust me. And I almost want an answer from you. I want you to tell me if it will affect her wrong if I told her the truth or what.
And it's this concern about her and the fact that you really aren't, that this open relationship that has existed between you now you feel is kind of
Yes, I feel like I have to
damaged.
be on guard about that because I remember when I was a little girl, when I first found out my mother and father made love, it was dirty and terrible, and I didn't like her anymore for a while. And I don't want to lie to Pammy either, and I don't know.
And you sure wish I could give you the answer as to what you should tell her.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
Because what you really want is an answer.
I want to especially know if it would affect her, if I was completely honest and open with her, or if it would affect her because I lied. I feel like it's
Esto
bound
no
to make her
pretende
strange because I
modificar
lied to her.
conductas o explorar
You feel
hechos
she'll
pasados,
suspect
sino en el
that, or she will
presente.
know something's not quite
I feel
right
that
in the
inside
relationship?
she'll distrust me, yes. And also I thought, well, gee, what about when she gets a little older and she finds herself in touchy situations? She probably wouldn't want to admit it to me because she thinks I'm so good and so sweet. And yet I'm afraid she could think I'm really a devil. And I want so bad for her to accept me. And I don't know how much a 9-year-old can take.
And really, both alternatives concern you, that she might think you're too good or better than you really are,
Yes.
and she might think that you're worse than you are.
Not worse than I am. I don't know if she can accept me the way I am. I think I paint a picture that I'm all sweet and motherly, and I'm a little ashamed of my shady side, too.
Para Rogers, el ser humano se centra en el constante cambio y se debe
Cuts a little
adaptar en
deeper.
las circunstancias en las
If she
que
really
vive.
knew you, could she accept you?
This is what I don't know, yes. I don't want her to turn away from me.
That
And I don't
relationship,
even know how I feel about it because there are times when I feel so guilty, like when I have a man over. I even try to make a special setup so that if I were ever alone with him, the children would never catch me and that sort of thing. Because I'm real leery about it. And yet I also know I have these desires.
so it's quite clear, it isn't only her problem or the relationship with her, it's in you as well.
And my guilt, yeah.
También podemos ver que
What
Rogers le
can I
permite a
accept
Gloria
myself as doing?
Yes.
la autorrealización,
And you realize that you
la hace consciente
set up
de
sort
que
of
ella
subterfuges
anda
to
buscando un
make sure
cambio.
that you're not caught or something. You realize that you are acting from guilt, is that?
Yes.
Mhm.
I don't like the way, I would like to feel comfortable with whatever I do. If I choose not to tell Pammy the truth, to feel comfortable that she can't handle it, and I don't. I want to be honest, and yet I feel there are some areas that I don't even accept.
And if you can't accept them in yourself, how could you possibly be comfortable in telling them to her?
Right.
And yet, as you say, you do have these desires and you do have your feelings, but you don't feel good about them.
Right. And I have a feeling you're just going to sit there and let me stew in it, and I want more. I want you to help me get rid of my guilt feeling. if I can get rid of my guilt feeling about lying or going to bed with a single man, any of that, just so I can feel more comfortable.
And I guess I'd like to say, no, I don't want to let you just stew in your feelings, but on the other hand, I also feel that this is the kind of very private thing that I couldn't possibly answer for you, but I sure as anything will try to help you work toward your own answer. I don't know whether that makes any sense to you, but I mean it.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. You sound like you mean it. But I don't know where to go. I don't begin to know where to go. I thought that I'd pretty well worked over most of my guilt, and now that this is coming up, I'm disappointed in myself. I really am. I like it when I feel that no matter what I do, even if it's against my own morals or my upbringing,
También
that I can
observamos
still feel
que
good about
Rogers
myself.
no
And now
interrumpe
I don't.
a Gloria.
There's a
A
girl
veces se dan
who sort
silencios,
of mothers me.
pero no son
And
incómodos, sino
I think
silencios
she thinks I'm all
reflexivos.
sweet, and I sure don't want to show my more ornery, devilish side with her. I want to be sweet, and it's so hard for me to. This all seems so new again, and it's so disappointing.
Yeah, I get the disappointment that here, a lot of these things you thought you'd worked through, and now the guilt
Roger le
and the
permite a
feeling
Gloria
of
pensar en su
trying to be
tendencia
acceptable to everybody
autorrealizante.
else.
Le hace consciente de que está buscando ayuda para poder cambiar lo que la está atormentando, terminando por darse cuenta de que ella tiene la capacidad de cambiar su pensamiento.
It's the real deep puzzlement that you feel as to what the hell shall I do? What can I do?
Yes, and you know what I can find, Doctor, is that everything I start to do, that impulse, it seems natural to tell Pam or to go out on a date or something. I'm comfortable until I think how I was affected as a child. And the minute that comes up, then I'm all haywire.
Carl Rogers escucha atentamente, asienta con la cabeza. Se toma su tiempo para proponer las ideas pesadas por Gloria, sin añadir nada, de tal manera que pudo hacerla sentir comprendida, permitiendo que Gloria sea capaz de analizar por sí sola y mejorar las cosas.
What do they call it? A double bind. That's just what it feels like. I want to do this and it feels right, but after all, I'm not being a good mother and I want to be both. I'm becoming more and more aware of what a perfectionist I am. That's what it seems like.
Se observa el trabajo de Rogers para lograr esa empatía con su lenguaje sencillo, movimientos de sus manos, sonrisas. La paciencia con la que espera al hablar todas estas actitudes hicieron que Gloria sintiese la sensibilidad de Rogers para entenderla.
And you want to seem to be a good mother, even if some of your actual feelings differ from that. Does that catch you?
I don't feel like I'm saying that. No, that isn't what I feel, really.
Okay.
I want to approve of me always, but my actions won't let me. I want to approve of me. I think...
I realize you... All right, but I'd like to understand that. You sound as though your actions are kind of outside of you. You want to approve of you, but what you do somehow won't let you approve of yourself.
Right.
En conclusión, pienso que en la entrevista hay varios aspectos. Se ve autenticidad, aceptación incondicional hacia el paciente.
I don't think I'd feel so guilty going to bed with him, and I don't think I'd have to make up any excuses to the children because they could see my natural caring for him. But when I have the physical desire and I'll say, oh, well, why not? And I want to anyway, then I feel guilty afterwards. I hate facing the kids, I don't like looking at myself, and I rarely enjoy it. And this is what I mean. If the circumstances would be different, I don't think I'd feel so guilty because I'd feel right about it.
Yeah, I guess I hear you saying if what I was doing when I went to bed with a man was really genuine and full of love and respect and so on, I wouldn't feel guilty in relation to Pam. I wouldn't, I really would be comfortable about the situation.
That's how I feel, yes. And I know that sounds like I want a perfect situation, but that is how I feel. And in the meantime, I can't stop these desires. I've tried that also. I've tried saying, okay, I don't like myself when I do that, so I won't do it anymore. But then I resent the children. I think, why should they stop me from doing what I want? And it's really not that bad.